Hey guys, what's going on? I'm back with another video. Today's video is Stranger Things, obviously dropped on Friday. I watched it on Friday, and today's video is going to be, because we've been doing so many theory videos and stuff, I'm going to go over my thoughts and feelings about the finale. I'm going to look at that tier list I made, see how many deaths I got right, what did I predict right and wrong, and I'm going to have a look at a few of the theories that turned out to be true. So, obviously, spoilers ahead. So if you haven't seen it for some reason and you're still managing to avoid spoilers, first of all, I don't know why you clicked on this video, but go watch it, go experience it, and then come back and enjoy this video. Please hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell as well. Okay, let's jump into the ending, alright? And what I think is going to happen going forward. So, obviously, in the end, as I predicted, Vecna won. He was badly wounded and is nowhere to be seen, but Max passed away, which was the fourth kill that he needed to kind of, I don't know, I guess, make his spell come to fruition, open up that fourth portal to create the massive cross crack in Hawkins and have the upside down begin spilling into the right side up. So obviously, between now and season 5, of which I have a feeling there isn't going to be a time jump, I think they're literally going to pick up right from that hill, with all the cast looking at Vecna's plumes of upside downness spilling into our world. Basically, I think that Vecna will either be presented not mortally wounded, but very, very wounded. Obviously, he got set on fire again, because he kind of got set on fire when he got struck by that lightning. And I think he's either going to be presented very, like, crippled and burnt up, or he has a vessel in the upside down that he could take over, and he has a vessel in the right side up. I'll get to that in a second. He could use Eddie Munson's body as a vessel and come through into the right side up potentially, which, you know, because I know there's a lot of love for Eddie Munson, and I have to say probably one of the greatest scenes in television I've ever seen was that Eddie Munson Dustin, like, distracting the Demobats, and the use of Master of Puppets solo, which of course was predicted on TikTok. So the guy that worked out the chords, well done, you were absolutely right, and it made for just the sickest scene I've ever seen. It was absolutely amazing. And obviously, spoilers, Eddie ends up dying, which, can we just appreciate Gatton's acting when he is presented with Eddie about to pass on? I mean, both actors in that scene were phenomenal, but Gatton or Dustin's acting, not only with Eddie but with the uncle later on, I mean, I wept, I cried so hard. It was just phenomenal. But I think Vecna could potentially use Eddie Munson's body and use that to terrorize the right side up, or certainly, you know, use his mind powers to make Dustin think, like, I could have done more, you know. And so I don't think it's the last that we've seen of Eddie Munson, thankfully, because he was such an amazing character. But of course, as I did predict, like, you know, I felt like either Steve or Eddie was definitely gonna die. We'll get on to Steve in a little while. But yeah, so I think that Vecna is, you know, obviously going to push through. We now understand that the Mind Flayer is basically a creature that was already in the Upside Down, like the Demogorgons and stuff. It was just an untouched dimension that was just different to ours. Vecna or Henry or Number One used his powers and used the power of the Mind Flayer beast entity that was already in that dimension to kind of Super Saiyan, you know, really bolster his own powers, which I thought was really interesting, and that essentially made my prediction correct. I said, you know, I think Vecna is the final boss of this whole thing, and I think that all of the creatures are a manifestation of Henry's mind, which wasn't correct. Hawkins clearly is, but the creatures already existed in the Upside Down, which I thought was really cool. And just that whole scene with, you know, Henry all like charred up but not fully Vecna yet, walking through the Upside Down, you know, the little bit of dialogue where he's like, you know, initially, El, I thought that you killed me and sent me to purgatory. I thought, oh my god, that's amazing, because like if you got blasted out of reality and were falling into this weird dimension and walked around this desolate wasteland with these horrific creatures running around, you kind of would think, oh well, I'm dead, I'm in hell or purgatory or something, you know. So that was really cool little tidbit. But yeah, kind of making the Mind Flayer a creature where, you know, it just amplified his own power, I thought was really cool. Really, really cool. But I think that, you know, this amplified power and all of the creatures and stuff are going to just spill into Hawkins, and I think it's going to be very post-apocalyptic setting, and I think that there's going to be a massive showdown between everyone. I think the Duffer Brothers may take on some of the criticism that I've seen, that there's too much plot armor around the main cast, especially as there was, you know, everyone was expecting big characters to die, and I know like Eddie Munson died, Brenner died, but there wasn't like, you know, one of the main characters which was predicted, especially Steve. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm happy that he survived. I think that season 5, especially as it's supposed to be the final season, you know, I think it's going to be an absolute slaughterhouse. But I do also believe that El is going to die fighting Vecna, and I think it's going to be like a mutual death where Vecna and El both die. But yeah, I can't see there being a time jump. I thought the 2-day time jump was weird enough, to be honest, because I kind of thought, well, this massive cross crack has just ripped open Hawkins, and then all of a sudden it's like 2 days later and everyone's just kind of leaving, and I'm like, really? You know, that was a bit disappointing. There were two things that really disappointed me, okay? This is the only negative part of the video because I want this to be a positive video because I love Stranger Things. But the 2-day time jump, I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all, because I just thought so much story could be in those 2 days. And it just seemed a bit weird to me and like out of place. And also you didn't see, unless I'm remembering this wrong, because I have only watched it once, you didn't see the guys actually get out of the Upside Down. They just kind of defeated Vecna. Vecna fucked off, and then they're just back in the right side up, you know. I mean, obviously it's probably a lot easier to get out of the Upside Down right now because of the massive portals that have been ripped open. But yeah, so that was one of my gripes. The other one, Max. Max's character, phenomenal. Lucas's acting, oh my word, incredible. Absolutely incredible. And how harrowing when Max comes out of the trance and she's blind. And I was then thinking, oh my god, like they're gonna have Max crippled and blind, like this is horrific. And then she dies, and I'm like, oh my god, Max is dead. That's so sad. And then obviously, oh my god, it's all like ripping open and stuff. And then they kind of done a Star Wars Rey where out of nowhere El can like bring people back from the dead, and I was just like, don't do that, because if you start doing that, start giving people the ability to bring people back from the dead, all of a sudden deaths don't mean as much, and that's a trope that is really, really concerning to me. Now, however, it could be fixed and it could all be intentional. But first of all, just like how the fuck, like as far as I'm aware, that power has never been displayed. Like, in what way could Elle even think that she could do that? But she did it. And then of course Elle goes into Max's mind and it's empty. So has Elle just brought, essentially, has Elle just basically revived Max's body, but her mind is dead, which is obviously awful. And then you also have, which I think they might do, and this is just drawing on inspiration from previous horror titles and stuff, which I know the Duffer Brothers like to do, and that's why we all love Stranger Things, the nostalgia, etc. In the original It series, I believe the protagonist's wife is in like some sort of coma or something because Pennywise tried to steal her soul or whatever Pennywise does. And then he's like riding his bike with her on the back or on the front or something. And then she like, because Pennywise is defeated, she like comes back around. I'm thinking when Vecna is defeated, is Max going to wake up from her coma or something? But then it seems like a waste of a great character to just have her in a coma for the whole of season 5 and then just wakes up at the end. But we don't know. Or is, you know, her mind is empty, so now is Vecna going to use her? Or is she just going to wake up but she's blind and crippled? And Elle did successfully bring her back to life? I don't know, but I didn't like that. Because also, Eddie dies. I'm crying, right? Max dies. Max is blind and crippled, then dies. Oh my god, I'm crying. Oh, Elle's brought her back to life. Oh. And then Dustin with the uncle and I'm fucked again. But, yeah, so, yeah, there were certain elements. I mean, overall, I loved it. Overall, I loved it. Loved the Eddie Munson stuff. Steve, obviously, love Steve. Steve, Nancy, and Robin, you know, they were getting choked out against a wall for about 30 minutes. And then, fortunately, you know, obviously, Vecna's power waned and stuff, and then they got released, and then they Molotov'd him, which I thought was epic. But, again, the stakes and stuff, the stakes is the criticism, you know? And the bringing back, well, the bringing back to life reduces stakes as well. So, yeah, and then the pointless time jump. But overall, really liked it, you know. I enjoyed the full, what was it, 4 hours over 2 episodes. I was gutted when it was over. You know, Elle's Hopper reunion, I really liked. That made me cry too, actually. You know, I left the door 3 inches because I never gave up hope. Absolutely killed me. But yeah, like, it was really cool. It was really good and I really enjoyed it. Genuinely, I loved it. From what I can remember from the theories that we covered, you know, we didn't get a lot right, but the prediction of Vecna winning was correct, although that was pretty obvious. And Vecna being the final boss was right. But, you know, there's still a lot of theories going into season 5, you know, that aren't done, that could still come to fruition, you know. So I want to know all your theories, get them down below. And yeah, what do you think about the Stranger Things finale? Did you enjoy it? What were your pros and cons? I want to see, these are my pros that I loved, these are the cons that I didn't love so much. And I just want to know your honest thoughts. And are you looking forward to season 5? Do you think there'll be a time jump? Like, I just can't imagine, right? They've left it where the Upside Down is spilling out, you know, and everything seems to be going to shit, even though it took 48 hours for it to go to shit. And I can't imagine them just like, and here's season 5. And the Upside Down has been spilling out for 10 years and Vecna's been doing fuck all this time, but now he's awake again and all was all bad. I just can't see them doing that. That to me just... I mean, I have faith in the Duffer Brothers' ability to write, because obviously they've done an amazing job so far, but I just don't think that that'll be too well received. I know it's like, oh, well, COVID, they have to catch up with the actors. Do you know what? 21, 22-year-olds playing 15-year-olds, I don't fucking care. 20-year-olds have played 14-year-olds in this season, and I know it's a bit, like, weird, but it's happened now. If you time jump it so that their age with the actor and the character matches up, it's like, okay, great, wonderful, but ultimately they already fucked the ages last season, so let's just get on with it, is my kind of thought on that. But before we go, I just want to take a look at the tier list that I did and see how we got on. Right, okay, so what do we get? Eddie Munson. Eddie Munson did indeed die. Murray survived. Steve survived. She wasn't even brought up. Brenna did die. Got Brenna right. Joyce survived. Enzo survived. All the Might Dies survived. I put the bully as probably wouldn't die, and that was wrong. So, fair enough. But I did say probably won't, which means he could have. Max did, but then didn't. So, probably wouldn't is kind of bang on. Hopper didn't, Argyle didn't, no, the mum wasn't even brought up, and Vecna, I did say would not die, and the reason that he wouldn't die is because he wins. So I got Vecna right, which is great. But yeah, I mean, I guess I thought that the season, like a lot of people, was going to be more of a savage finale than it actually was. But unfortunately, my guy Eddie and Brenner did indeed die. And my theory that the theory that Brenner would turn out to be a hero was so wrong, and he turned out to be an arsehole, and Elle hated him in the end more than I think she ever has. So yeah, there's still so many questions. You know, is Vecna Elle's father? What's going to happen next season? Is there going to be a time jump? Is there going to be more deaths? I can't wait to see how this all ends. And I know you guys can't either. Let me know your theories down below. Let me know your thoughts down below. Hope I've done a good job of, you know, kind of going over my thoughts and stuff, and it wasn't too convoluted or drag on or anything. Thank you so much for the support. I've hit 100,000, which is amazing. And I hope that you look forward to the future content that I will be making. Thank you guys. I'll see you very soon. Sweet one. Geese.